What would your answer be if your spouse asked you if you still wanted to stay married? What would their answer be if you asked that question? Would you be surprised by the answer? Well, I'm Leslie Dories, your marriage coach, creator of the Hero Husband Project, and owner of Foundations Coaching. And I actually overheard this comment the other day when I was in the coffee shop. I heard a woman say that her husband asked her if she still wanted to be married to him, and her long pause said it all. My viewpoint is if it's not a definite yes when it comes to marriage, then it's a no. At least a no for now. And if you would say no, or your spouse would say no to that question, it doesn't necessarily mean that your marriage is over, but it does mean that something is not working. And it never ceases to surprise me how long people will put up with a less than terrific relationship, whether it's you haven't been physically intimate, or you've only been physically intimate 2 or 3 times a year, or you don't spend time with each other, or your partner won't talk to you, or you have disagreements running around about what's going on in running the household. All of these things just eat away at your relationship. I call it the death of 1,000 cuts. And it's not necessary. And it doesn't have to be that way. But here's the deal, you've got to take action. And action isn't necessarily yelling at your partner, or um, pouting, or giving the silent treatment, or changing something for a little while, but then letting things go back to the wayside. A colleague of mine, Terry Real, who's a relationship expert and has written several books, said in his book, The New Rules of Marriage, are you getting enough from this relationship to let go of what you're not getting? Because no relationship is going to give you everything you want or everything you need, but your marriage should be giving you a lot of that. It should not be a source of stress or unhappiness or giving up or giving in or all of these things. And the truth is, if your relationship isn't working for both of you, it's not working. And it's easy to dismiss the other person's position. Oh, it's not that bad, or we need to stay together for the sake of the children, or it'll be so costly to end the relationship. I get all that. And my response to that is BS. If you have children and you really want to give them a strong foundation, don't just stay together. Fix it, because they're watching you. They are learning about relationships from you. And if what's going on in your relationship is arguing, resentment, silent treatment, or even just co-parenting, um, which, by the way, your kids want you to co-parent. They actually aren't interested in the romantic side of your relationship. In fact, at some point in time, they grow up and go, ick. The thought of how they became parents in the first place just makes the kids' skin crawl. But that's a whole nother subject. But the thing is that it's just staying together, just trying to white knuckle it through until some imagined date in the future is unhealthy for everybody. And there's a cost to that. It may not be a financial cost, but it's an emotional cost, it's a physical cost, and eventually both those things will end up being a financial cost. So if you really want to have a better marriage, and you don't want your spouse saying to you when you ask the question, do you still want to be married, their answer being no, then I invite you to take action. There are things, specific things that you can do, even on your own, that can make the relationship better and stronger, and something that you actually want to participate in. Because the worst thing isn't actually being by yourself. The worst thing is being with somebody and feeling like you're by yourself. And that's not a marriage. That is not what it has to be. And if you want some help with that, I invite you to please get in touch with me. Send me a direct message, put a comment down below, send me an email at leslie@foundationscoachingnc.com. Because as Dr. Phil says, the only thing worse than being in a bad relationship for 5 years is being in a bad relationship for 5 years and one day. And the answer isn't necessarily to end the relationship, but to see if you can make it better. So please feel free to subscribe to the channel. Please share this video with your friends and family. And if you are the one who wants a better marriage, you don't have to wait for your partner to participate. There's so much action you can take on your own, but you've got to know what that is. So hopefully you found this helpful. And until next week, stay loving.